Soon we'll begin voting on the nomination of Todd Blanche.
Senator Grassley.
Oh,
Read the unanimous request.
I see. I ask unanimous consent that the following senators be allowed to speak prior to the roll call vote. Senator Durbin for 5 minutes, Senator Ricker for 5 minutes, and this senator for 10 minutes, but I'm not going to take 10 minutes, Mr. President.
Senator from Iowa.
Unanimous consent agreed to?
Without objection.
Okay. Soon we'll be voting on the nomination of Todd Blanche to serve as Deputy Attorney General of the United States. I support his nomination and urge all of my colleagues to vote for this well-qualified nominee. Mr. Blanche's record shows that he's the right man for this job. His story exemplifies the American dream. As a young man, he supported his young family by working as a paralegal during the day while attending law school at night. He clerked twice for judges appointed by presidents of both parties and ultimately became a respected prosecutor in the Southern District of New York. His colleagues from that office of both political parties told us that Mr. Blanche is, quote, a fundamentally good and decent man, end of quote. Mr. Blanche then entered private practice at 2 very prestigious law firms, which one of them included the oldest firm on Wall Street. This remarkable resume has all the hallmarks of someone who should serve as a senior official at the Justice Department, but this isn't what impresses me the most. I've spoken often about the partisan weaponization of our justice system. I've worked to investigate it. I've released records proving that weaponization exists, and my colleagues, for your information, can expect to see more of this information coming out from me very, very soon. I believe Mr. Blanche is the right man for the job because he's seen this weaponization firsthand, and he has paid a personal cost to do something about it. And this is the price he paid. Mr. Blanche was forced out of his law firm because he chose to represent President Trump. Now, that's quite a law firm, isn't it? That you just because you're taking business in, they don't like it. So then he put his reputation on the line, and he put his career on the line to fight against Jack Smith's and District Attorney Bragg's rampant lawfare. And he handled these cases with professional excellence. We need good people like Todd Blanche in the Justice Department. We need laws who will do justice, even when it's unpopular or comes at a personal cost, as it did to Mr. Blanche. We need people leading the department who will end the abuses of the past and make the agency live up to the ideals of our Constitution. I'm not the only one who thinks Mr. Blanche is the right man for the job. He's received support from some of the people who understand the Justice Department best. Over 100 alumni of the Southern District of New York who worked alongside Mr. Blanche wrote to say this, quote, Todd's experience, character, intellect, openness to dialogue, and long-standing love of and belief in the mission of the Department of Justice make him eminently qualified to serve as Deputy Attorney General, end of quote. Another communication, 70 former DOJ officials wrote to say that, quote, Mr. Blanche is a special nominee in that he brings decades of experience both as a prosecutor and defense attorney to the role of Deputy Attorney General, end of quote. Another one, law enforcement groups representing tens of thousands of officers wrote to support Mr. Blanch because of his history working alongside of law enforcement and prosecuting violent crime. Between his record, his presentation in committee, and his extensive support, I'm convinced that Mr. Blanch is the best person to serve as Deputy Attorney General. I'm proud to support this nomination, and I look forward to voting for him. I know that he'll work with President Trump and Attorney General Blondie to restore faith in the Justice Department. I yield.
Mr. President.